You're listening to The Imposter Entrepreneur with Miss Tiffany Menefee. Let's lay down some ground rules. We're going to talk about business, life, relationships, alcohol, because more than likely we're going to be drinking while we're recording this, because let's be realistic, all entrepreneurs have a vice, and there's probably going to be some cursing going on.
And yet, let's not forget that Miss Tiffany will probably say something highly offensive and not realize it's offensive. So if y'all aren't down with that, stop listening right now.
But if you're chill and not easily offended, then the Imposter Entrepreneur podcast is for you. Remember to follow us on all our social media pages and subscribe to our podcast. Now let's just jump into this week's topic. So welcome. I have Samantha from Urnewimage on. So we've already finished the bottle of wine.
I know, which is fine.
Which is fine. We're running a little bit late. It's cool. I mean, I was texting somebody on the way over here. I was like, I feel like I'm drinking like wine from high school because it's like sweet and bubbly. Mm-hmm. I feel like it should be like that MD-40, but it's Stella Rose. Stella Rose, if you want to sponsor my podcast, I'm completely fine with this because it's delicious.
It's delicious.
The Stella Rose back.
It'll work.
There, I heard myself in the mics, Oscar.
Yeah.
And that, and then I was super hungry, and I didn't have any breakfast, lunch, or dinner, I don't think. Well, I think I had some lunch. And so, yes, we're drinking wine and eating French fries from freaking Burger King.
I hear you, girl. I understand. I get it.
Samantha, she joined in on this. So
I was like, I'm going to get a French fry.
I might do it. This is what adulting and entrepreneurship is about, right?
Yeah. Yep. I'm like, when are we going to eat? I'm like, is it time? And
yep.
Employees are like, do you ever eat? Sometimes.
I'm like, if you bring me food and feed me, completely acceptable. I'm like, and so if y'all didn't know, Samantha has a bomb-ass like studio for hair and makeup, and she's opening a new section, and we'll talk about it in a little bit when we get going. If you didn't know that she's the one that did my hair. So I'm officially have like a white girl weave. Is that what this is called? Mm-hmm. Are there extensions?
It's extensions, yeah. It's definitely, I call it weave too.
Okay.
I think it's definitely something that I'm very passionate about right now. I think extensions are definitely in. I think it's something that kind of works for everyone.
She makes me hip, even though she just said a moment ago when we were talking about social media and having to have all the different platforms and the different things. And I said, I'm too old for this. And what did you say? What did you say?
I said...
She agreed.
I agreed. I said, yep, I sure am too. But I think that it has definitely aged me. I feel like it's a constant go. You're constantly working. I mean, my phone is literally telling me like I'm working so many different hours. It's like your screen time was definitely only down 5%, you know?
Wait, your phone like tells you how much screen time you have?
Yeah, which is like the worst because...
Oh, hell no.
Like, get in trouble.
That's horrible. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like what's on the opposite end with kids, you're like, you've had too much screen time. You can't watch enough TV. And then as entrepreneurs, you have your phone telling you, like, you haven't had enough screen time because you've, like, fallen off your social media stuff.
And no, I think I'm probably worse than my teenager. I'm sure it's like, please put your phone down now.
Dude, I'm like, I fell off social media for like a good 2.5 weeks. I was like, I'm just so over it for the moment.
Yeah, you have to get away from it, right?
Yeah. And then I felt like I ghosted everybody. And then I like just popped back on social media. Like I was that bad boyfriend, like, ooh, I'm not going to respond to her. And I'm just not going to text. And then, oh, here I am again.
No, for me, it's like they don't see me for a couple of days and I come on and I'm like, oh, positive quote.
Positive.
And they're like, where are you?
I'm all like, I know I was like MIA on social media when my uncle is telling my father like, hey, is she okay? I'm like, dude, like you do know how to call me, like really? Like you have to like see my social media and you don't see me, so you're gonna call my family and check on me?
I literally have a group message with my family right now, and I literally send them a message and I'm like, can I please spam you guys? Because I know on a regular basis, I'm like, they don't want to see my salon stuff. They don't want to see anything that's going on. I mean, I'm sure that they do, but not on a regular basis. So I call myself spam.
Spam. Well, I think as all like, so FYI, welcome to Imposter Entrepreneur, everybody that just like tuned in. Like,
Happy Tuesday.
We just like jumped into it because we'd already been drinking and like eating French fries and like waiting on Oscar to get his life together, which is my everyday life of me and Oscar. But he likes it when I throw him under the bus every day because basically I'm the same. I'm always late. I show up with cheap wine most of the time.
Which is great, I think. Yeah. I think it's awesome, too, because I mean, I know you outside of the podcast. We talk on a regular basis. So I think that it works out. I mean, being late is fine.
And then you were like, oh, I thought she was going to be late. And then she shows up like before we're supposed to be on. And I'm like, oh shit, like I'm still here. I'm not there yet. Like, hold on. And you're like, I was like, oh, I thought you would be late. And you're like, I'm never late. I'm like, I used to never be late. And then I became an entrepreneur and then I'm late to everything.
Yeah.
I'm like,
people are going to watch us and be like, this girl is late.
Yeah. So are you just basically lying to me at this point? So she is late all the time. I was like, really? As an entrepreneur, you're never late? Because I feel like I'm late to everything unless it's like an important sales meeting that I'm going to like.
Well, I felt like this was super important to be on time.
Okay,
so like
you.
I like mapped it out correctly.
Mapped it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like for me, I'm late to everything unless I know like, dude, like I have like an appointment and this is going to be business for my business. So like I need to be there on time with like bells on.
I even ghosted you this morning because you're like, hey, send me this reminder. And I'm like working and you're like, hey, on Insta and on message, are you coming? I'm like, no, I'm just working out the day to make sure that I'm on there.
I was like, are you coming? Because you're just as bad about me with texting sometimes. I'm like, yeah, okay. And you're like, are you going to respond to me, Tiffany? I
mean, I'm really great at social media, but the worst thing I can say I am at is texting. I am the worst texter ever.
I just like, I hate when people text and you're a business owner. I just want people to get to the point. Yeah. Like sometimes they're like, Samantha, good morning. Like, how are you? And I'm like, just get to the point. If you're going to text me and I'm a business owner and like you want something, just like be like, hey, dude, I need this fixed. And be like, okay, great. So
yeah, agreed. Yeah.
I'm not good at small talk. You probably have gotten that on my text messages. I'll text her. I'm like, I want this. Charge my credit card.
She definitely is like that.
I'm like, just do it. And you're like,
you have 3 options.
I'm like, I don't know, pick the best one. I don't care. Like, and that's totally like,
no, that's not true. That's not true. You can't just pick any option for your hair.
Well, I did. I think I told you pick the one you wanted.
I did. Yes.
Yes. And I do that as an entrepreneur. You have to find good people you trust, be it a hair person, a stylist, like even an attorney. Like I'm doing some LLC stuffs for business and I literally had to fill out this form for some new LLCs and like it's giving me options and it says like pick like 3 names and I'm like name this one. I'm like, oh fuck if I know. I'm like, well just pick one. I was like, y'all know me, pick something that's decent if none of these other options are available.
Or like tell me at least like okay, like just I literally say this all the time to everyone. Can you just like wrap it up and tell me exactly what it is without me having to read this like long paragraph?
She did. Like there's like a little 2 sentences and then I'm like, I don't know. And so like all the questions like, just pick the best option for me. Pick the best option for me. Pick the best. Just like you didn't fill that form out. You basically said, fill the form out for me. I was like, and do you have a problem with this?
That's funny. Yeah. I think when you have the best people on your team and you're building like a community, I think that you can just say, because I do message you too, and I'm like, hey, like my car's doing this, my car's doing that. And most of the time I'm like, can you please fix my car? And you'll tell me like, no, like that's not my department.
I do that. But you know, I think as entrepreneurs, we have to have our teams. Like you have a great team with you right now.
We do.
I mean, you've expanded and it's hard to like, sometimes as entrepreneurs, we think we have a great team. And we're like, this shit is amazing. And then it's like crash and burn, like I just lost half my team and then you're like fuck and you have to rebuild it.
Yeah, I think that that's very important. It's something that's great that you brought that up because when I first opened, and I mean there is a lot of hairdressers that were with me in the beginning, that they're not with me now, and I'm gonna apologize to you guys right now because I was not the best entrepreneur and owner in the first 6 months. I thought that I could do everything. I thought that I could just show up and like run through it, and there would be times where I would go in there. I was literally having this conversation earlier that I would get there and I'm like, I'm gonna be there at 8:30 and then be there at 9. Then I wouldn't show up till 9, and then I would be like trying to do towels and like sweeping and cleaning and doing everything, and it was a nightmare. And
I saw a meme that totally reminded me of this. So earlier today there was a meme on on Instagram and it said our new normal hours are Monday 8 to noon or 1 to 5, depending on what we feel like. And Tuesdays, we may be here at 12, or we might be working till midnight. And it just had all these like random, and I was like, I feel like business owners are like that. Sometimes it's hard to get that continuity.
Yeah. So, I mean, literally, had to learn how to delegate, hire a team, hire the right people, and then find stylists that really wanted to be at the shop. So, I feel at this point, there's so many different hairdressers. There's a million great hairdressers. You just have to find the great stylists that are meant for your salon. Because I heard a comment a day that said, I'm working at the salon where all the best hairdressers are at. And I kind of stood quiet, and I was like, there's a lot of great hairdressers everywhere.
Yeah.
I can't hire all of them.
Well, that's me.
Yeah.
I like, there's great people, but I
Yeah.
can't hire all of them. You're only as, I'm a small shop, and there's this.
So build
I feel like that's
relationships.
very conceited.
Yeah.
I mean, like when you say like, oh, like I have the best body technicians and I fix the best cars, and I'm like, I don't want to have to like say that.
I think that everybody in our shop is awesome, but I do feel like there's all around the world, there's really amazing people that I look
Yeah.
up to. So, I think from where we started a couple of years back to where we are now, I definitely have grown as an owner and has grown as a boss, and
What's been one of your biggest, like, as a boss, that you're like, what the fuck was I doing? Because I have those moments every single day. We were just talking about like we were talking about how men are way more dramatic than women. And y'all can chime in if y'all want on this. Oscar said he did not agree with it until like 5 minutes into the conversation, and then he changed his mind. Oscar's our back end guy, just if y'all didn't know, Spark Social Media. And we both agreed that we thought men were more dramatic than women.
They definitely are.
But and we were talking about it, and I was like, I think especially as business owners, we like deal with everything. We deal with all the shit and handle it and everything. And you're like, until you reach your max.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I reach my max, I'm uber dramatic, over the top. Like, what's the most, like, as a business owner and as a boss, what's like the most dramatic like moments you've had? Like, I mean, I've had multiple of them, but like,
I'll name two. One time, okay.
There's two. I love it. There's always two.
I'll name two. I think as a boss, I thought being bossy came with the word boss the first 3 months in the salon, and that's not true. You being bossy is not going to do anything but make everybody super upset, and that was like the wrong thing to do.
Pissed off
And moody, and then you make an environment which is uncomfortable. So you definitely cannot be bossy at all. You have to be able to communicate, and it took me a very, very, very long time to really understand to be a leader means to inspire and not to.
But what was like a moment you're like, shit?
I think my biggest, I was not like, and now I can confront anything, but I think my biggest thing was that I had a hairdresser who was drinking very late in the evening, like midnight, 11:30, and we used to have like, you give clients wine, and we have to follow laws. But at that point, I was like, oh my gosh, we need to. How to confront that, and it was really hard for me to really confront it and kind of just like that was just a huge thing for me.
Do you think, because as women, I feel like men have an easier time confronting employees than women do sometimes? Because I have this conversation with like my female entrepreneurs all the time. They're like, oh, I have this employee and I have to sit down and talk with her because something's going on.
Yeah.
And it's just like, like we don't want to do it. I mean, I still have those moments, and I'm like,
yeah, it's called a hard conversation.
Yeah, you have a hard conversation, but I feel like men sometimes like have an easier time at that than women. I mean, I've gotten better throughout the years, but I still feel like uncomfortable. I mean, I don't know.
I think now I think that's been better. I've had a lot of hard conversations with different people. They don't like sometimes what you have to say, but you have to run and structure your business the way you want it to be.
I still have a hard time. I'm all like, peace, love, and just take care of me, and y'all should be adults and do what you're supposed to be doing. But that's just not how the business world works.
No, it's not. No, I mean, I have this. I mean, where's wood? Let me knock on it now. I mean, I feel like we have such a great team. I really have broken all the rules. I really created a list of what I want in the salon. I before hiring them in, I asked them questions. I really tried to figure out what the solution was. I feel what was wrong is that I was just letting people come in and just rent a station. not asking them any questions, not asking why were they
So
hopping.
you're wanting to build a culture.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I see that all the time. Everybody talks about having a culture in your business and things like
But
that.
it's hard in a salon world, you know?
Is it?
Definitely.
I feel like it's hard in any world. Like I'm all like, what, what's the culture? Like I don't know. Like for what do you say your culture is? I mean, because ours is like eating tacos and drinking during the day sometimes. Well, not everybody, just me. So I mean, but it was very light booze, but tacos mostly.
Yeah.
Like is that our culture at our shop? No, I don't know.
I mean, if we're gonna
I'm
pick
just
a food type for us, I definitely is pizza. I think for us, I mean, I'll order a bunch of pizza and we'll take it over. Culture, I think that we're really just very light. I think we're very comfortable. I think when people come in, I really want people to feel like they're at home. I have stylists for on their birthday, their families come up and like set up their own like birthday place for
Aw.
them. And I just really wanted to like, our culture here in El Paso, I really wanted to make somebody feel comfortable. If they wanted to come over and bring wine, they could. And if they wanted to get away from their house, they could come hang out. And that's,
So I can bring wine next time.
oh my gosh, yes. I mean, you can come hang out, drive in and just hang out with me.
Do it. I will. I'll bring my own bottle, but I might drink out of the bottle. So
Yeah.
just FYI. I mean, I think cultures are important. Like we're the same way. And I don't know if maybe that's an El Paso thing because El Paso is very like family or not
Homey.
family oriented, but it's homey. It's like we want this like communication and this feeling because like even at my shops like that, it's like, oh, like, sometimes you'll have somebody that's like really high up in a suit and they walk in and I'm like, hey, Jim, it's
Yeah.
not like, hi, Mr. Whatever. And maybe we should be sometimes, but I'm like, no, that's not how it is. That's not how we are.
Right, and I love it. I have clients who just will walk to the back now and they'll just grab wine. We have some people that will, pour the wine for them, but my clients have just feel like home. Like it's their home, so they're walking around, they're grabbing stuff, they're touching stuff, and I like it. I think it's very, very important for me. That's the kind of culture that I want.
I usually walk into her shop basically running 15 to 30 an hour late, and usually like, oh my God, I'm late.
She
I'm
said
sorry.
it. I'm not calling her out on her own
I'm
podcast.
sorry. I'm like throwing my purse down, throwing the stuff down, like putting the smock on, and be like, I'm ready, but I need a phone charger so I can like look at the phone and email and stuff, and yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
I mean,
okay.
it is, and then I just run in like a hurricane. But most of the time, it's at the end of the day, so it's okay. So,
Yeah, I have a client or somebody in the community asked me like, "Oh, is your client always there?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah." I mean, she literally just comes in, and if I mean, I'm not gonna charge you if you're my client and you need me to curl your hair for an event and stuff. It's not a big deal. Like you are here every 4 weeks. You're seeing me on a constant basis, and if you're gonna stop in because you need me to put a little bit of lipstick on you or you need like some girl talk, I mean, that is what your new image is about. We really just want to bring confidence for you to go out and do your thing.
and like having a salon is sort of like having a counseling studio sometimes.
For sure. I mean,
I mean-
for both of us.
Right. I mean, I feel like I have a counseling studio, but it's usually in reference to like, something bad's happened because your car is wrecked or something and whatever, and we're dealing with that. But
For
you're
me, that's like a lot of stress. So
yeah, and I'm like, oh yeah, let's talk about it. This and that. Oh, fuck that, people, and oh, the damn police didn't show up. It's always ridiculous. But you like it's actual like counseling. Like I feel like oh, how's family doing? And like I mean, even us, we've had the moments of like, oh, like this
yeah,
is
it's
sucks.
so
I mean,
hard, yeah.
but do you feel like sometimes you're like, oh, gosh, like the energy, like I just wish they would stop talking because I'm like, oh God, like you could only hear so many bad things during the day, like.
No, I think that after
She's like, yes, but
No.
she can't say that out loud. So let me just preface that.
No, I think that most of the response that I give them is that I see 100 million women a day, and not 100 million. I wish.
Yeah, but we got
but
your
yeah.
point.
And there's a lot of women who've been there before. So the minute you think that you feel like you're alone, like you're not alone. We've been there. I've been there. Having a business, the marriage is not the best. Running around. And just being really open. I feel like me talking about being a bad boss in the beginning and like,
Yeah.
just a lot of that stuff I really have built a hurdle and saying, I'm not who I am or who I was then. And this is, we built,
It's hard every single day.
Yeah.
And having relationships, I mean, just, and you have a son, and I mean, just all of that. It's hard. I mean,
yeah,
some-
don't, I never want to post like this perfect image of like everything is running smoothly because it, I'm probably on my third cup of coffee and trying to figure out when am I going to drink water. And, you
Well,
know.
yeah. I mean, I don't think I've drinking any water today, but I've had wine. I went to
Girl.
bed at 1 o'clock yesterday.
Yeah.
I was up at 5:30, and I am now having French fries and wine for my main meal of the day. I mean, okay, if my doctor's watching, just ignore all that because that's not true.
Me neither.
Had a salad and nice breakfast, and you know, we just ignore.
If Sarah, if you're watching this, my trainer, I'm not reading
Oh.
red wine.
Oh, my bad. Renee, it's okay. I tell you
I
the
know.
truth anyway. You just like, Tiffany. I mean, but it's hard as a, business owner and having relationships and employees and the culture and trying to figure it all out and being a good boss and like having things. I was talking with my girlfriend Alexandria today, and we were talking about like salaries and stuff, and she was like, fuck, Walmart's paying $15 an hour here. How do I even compete with that? And I'm like, dude, that's like $15 an hour at Walmart. I'm like, I
think that they just like
might need
they're
to go
com-
work there. They have
They're
benefits?
competing with Target. Now, I think the most thing that I've heard was that someone wanted to be, make more money than I was making, and I was like, whoa, hold on. Like, first of all, as a salon owner, we don't and just opening, we don't get paid as
I'm
much.
like, you want to make more money than me as the boss? FYI, you are making more money than me as the boss because I don't pay myself 90% of the time.
Yeah, and like you're just paying out everything, and everything is coming out, and you're trying to figure it out, and so that's definitely something hard because you definitely want. We were talking about this too, in behind the chair. We really want to put value within every employee that we have, right? And sometimes when you're opening, you're not able to pay them as much as Target,
yeah.
Walmart, and anyone. So what do you do for them? Maybe take them out to eat. Maybe go take them to go get a pedicure. Maybe
That's exactly what we were just talking about with.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm paying less than that. I'm like, but the culture is different. If they want to call in sick or they want to go, this weekend we had a graduation party for one of them, and we all went out, and had a great time as a company. I said, that's not something you're going to have at Walmart or Target or all these large companies.
I mean, I want you guys to think about it too. Like, think about what FedEx just did, right? Was it FedEx?
Wait, I don't know. I'm totally oblivious. I
don't know which one it was, and
I'm like at the office all the time. Like, I don't know.
The carrier who.
What did they do?
They ended up doing a GoFundMe for one of their employees instead of just paying for the one of their somebody's funeral. I'm assuming that this person died because maybe this is fake news. I don't know, but when I saw it, I was like, wow, everybody got a pedicure yesterday.
No, but it's true. So, like, a large corporation, they had an employee pass away, and then they started GoFundMe instead of paying for it.
Yeah, or maybe somebody had passed away. I don't know. Here, I'm just gossiping. Or
Okay, well, we
fake
need
news.
Samantha to be fact checked over here for her fake news that she's putting out on this podcast that
On
we have
Facebook.
2 people watching. So, FYI, Javier, if you're watching this, we need to fact check Samantha here, and we might have to call her out on her fake news.
I'm just saying, like, the grass isn't always green.
No,
there.
it's not. And it's a large corporation. There's all these rules and
Yeah.
stuff. Like when we had an employee pass away, we went through and did the GoFundMe, but I paid a good portion of it
Right.
as a small business owner. And I mean, it's
Yeah.
hard. And so I don't know. I would prefer, yes, we don't have benefits and stuff, but I would prefer to work for a small company just because it's more personable, the owners and stuff. I mean, sometimes that's great and sometimes that's bad. I have like business owner friends that I'm like, dude, I would never work for you. Like, you're a bitch. like, oh, hell no, because they'll tell me stories and I'm thinking.
I probably used to be one of them. So.
I'm like, really? Because I have this one girlfriend and she like talks and I'm like, and that's why last year, like, all your employees left you except one at the same time. I was like,
I just think learning every day from who you were, the night before, and just trying to maybe just mend the things. But I do think working for small businesses give benefits to the person, and then thinking about people who are. I mean, you've been in business for way longer than I have, and I just think
I think like business because I'm older, or like business my own business.
your own business. Oh my God, you're just stop saying that. Like business wise, I think that I have. I mean, I'm my business is fairly new, and so I just keep telling everybody, whoever stays with me will reap the benefits in the future. Just stick with me for a long time. You can't. I mean, not overnight is it going to be like a real.
Oh,
huge
for
success.
sure. And I think we're always evolving. evolving. Like I was just telling my girls today, you know, I was like, look, I have this coming down the line and this coming down the line, and it's evolving. What's changing, what's happening, you know, doors are opening and things are evolving. I said, you know, stick with me, and you know, you can evolve with me, and I'm going to take you with me if I can. And if you want to go, and I think that's where the difference is, because sometimes like in a large corporate setting, you're not going to have that person that does that for you. And I know y'all have evolved also, because y'all have the new studio coming open, or tell me about it, because I walked through it, but I was a hot mess, and you were putting like hair on, and I needed to go. And
so we expanded. It was
super cute.
Thank you. Last Tuesday, me and my honey really took the time to really just kind of design it. It's something really fresh. It's not anything that anyone has seen in El Paso. We expanded into a spa. We are having a sauna. We have a shower. We are doing like lash tech. We have lash tech. We do microblading. We do laminating.
What are we doing in the shower? Because I saw it. It has like 3 shower heads. And okay, I totally thought like, are we like filming sex scenes in here or something? I'm like, what's happening in here, Samantha?
So I went to Mexico in the past summer, and we did a mask, and it's just like really just helps the skin be hydrated in the summer or in the winter. We live in in a city where the sun is already so hot, so we're already naturally like our skin's a little bit dry. And then right now, 10 times plus that. So if everybody is at home, like put your hands on your knees and on your legs feel dry. So this mask, putting it on, sitting in the sauna really helps like eliminate like dead skin, and kind of just removes all of that for really like hydration, and it removes like toxins.
And then you just wash off in the shower?
Yeah.
A huge shower?
Yes. So you're in a bikini, and we just put the mask on you. You sit there and you relax in the sauna, and we rinse you off. We give you a lavender scalp massage, which also comes like.
But if you have hair extensions, I can't have that.
You can't have that. No. You cannot have it. But
so no hair extensions, no mask. So I can have Can I have that when we're like when we're like redoing the hair extensions?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I have to work this in here.
So you're really just coming out of that. So the difference between the spa that I visited out in Mexico is that it didn't include a hair service.
Okay.
So now we are going to include that hair service, so you leave just nice and cozy and a whole new hairdo. So you can go home and just kind of relax and not have to worry about like shampooing your hair the next morning.
Right. So you have a massage person?
No massage.
No massage.
No facialist.
So, facialist.
Lash tech. Esthetician. Esthetician can do lash tech. But
So facials,
lashes, microblading, laminating is something new.
What's laminating?
So you make your eyebrows just kind of nice and firm that you don't have to like brush through.
Wait.
Yeah, it's like a whole new thing.
I don't even know what this is. Like, ever since like Bree started working for my office, I started seeing Samantha, my like cost of like maintenance has gone up drastically. I'm like, oh, lashes and hair coloring and nails and pedicures. I'm like, fuck, this shit's expensive being an adult.
Or being a girl.
Well, yeah.
I mean, just in general.
It turns out I got closer to 40 and I became super bougie, but you know, there's plus sides to that. So, okay, wait, sorry. I'm totally off track about being bougie. And FYI, shirts from Gal Fashion, it looks fabulous. Except earlier I managed to like have buttons unbuttoned and like showing cleavage to customers. So, but they signed in for they're bringing their car in, so we're good with that. I was just like,
if you have them, plant them.
Let me button this back up. I didn't mean to flash you. Okay, wait, go back. I want to know what's laminating of your your eyebrows.
So it's just making a clean look, like a clean eyebrow look. I mean, that's the best way that I can explain it, you know? I mean, I
think laminating, I'm thinking like plastic, Samantha.
It is. It's like, I don't know exactly what it is. I don't do eyebrows, okay? I just know that my lash
technician.
She does it. Yes. Christina is amazing with eyebrows, and she does body wax, and she's like super amazing with microblading and lashes.
Oh, yes, and body waxing. Yes. Also, I forgot.
Which I am a firm believer in doing.
Me too.
Yeah, body waxing, I mean, amazing.
I just think about what did I do in my 20s when I didn't have money to do this stuff?
Me too. I'm all like, now it's just like part of my livelihood.
Well, now I'm like, well, this is why I can't have children. One, because I don't want them, but two, I have super high maintenance now, and I can't afford them.
You can still do it.
Yeah, no. What's wrong with you? We've all been over this. I cannot put the kid in the laundry room and lock the door. That's child abuse.
That's true.
With the dog, it is not. So I'm just saying I can't have children because this is my mindset, and now I'm too bougie and too high maintenance, so I can't afford them.
That's true.
Because then I had to give up everything, and I don't really feel like that because I feel like I look good now. Okay. Well, yes, this is a show about entrepreneur, but we get off topic all the time.
That's
so,
okay. We're
I
going
mean,
on a tangent.
I go on a tangent all the time, dude. We drink a bottle of wine and I ate French fries
Yeah,
for.
I need to keep
I mean,
drinking.
yeah. Well, I already ran out, so you know. But remember, Stella Rose, if you want to sponsor us, you can.
Please do so.
So,
The cool thing about the spot is that in the front of it, we do have a boutique now.
and it's super cute.
Oh, thank you.
Are you gonna still rotating clothes, or are you gonna have your own like clothes you're bringing in?
So we're designing jewelry. We have not brought our own clothes in just yet. I mean, we're just not.
She's been having like pop up like boutique like
Boutiques.
Clothes in there and stuff. Super cute.
I mean, we're just not on. Our mission is that in the beginning, I didn't have like a lot of support. I feel I had to learn to build a community around me.
Oh, it's hard. Like
Yeah.
you have to learn to like build your own like business. Like I feel like we need like crash course in business ownership. Like this is what you should do, because I feel like I don't know if you ran into this. I run into it, and they're like all these business coaches, and they're like, "Oh, pay me like $1,000 a month. We'll tell you what to do," and they don't tell me shit. And like I feel like somebody needs to like be like realistic. Like, girl, like you need to get your freaking Google listing up and like get reviews and do this.
You have to learn as you go, right?
Yes, as you go. Like,
And you have to put the time into it.
yeah.
So the boutique is really just me helping out other people who are growing in the community, and not even growing, people who are already built. I have Hippie Girl in there.
Whoop, whoop. My girl.
Michelle. We have Good Morning Kiss, who is pretty established too.
I've been using her for like almost 5 years now.
Yeah, it's amazing. And we're using that in our facial room too. We have La Feminista, who is coming in on Saturday. We have,
I love it that you have like the different boutiques that you're bringing in that are like the pop-up ones, because like for me as a business owner, I don't have freaking time to do anything unless like this is how I shop. And I don't know, one, if y'all shop as business owners this way. One, if I can't buy it on Amazon, probably not going to happen. Like, dude, I ordered toilet paper and deodorant on Amazon to have it shipped to my house the other day. I mean, come on. You know, that's pretty lazy. Well, that and the cleaning lady needed like vinegar or something. And it's like $1.50 bottle. And I still like Amazoned it. And I did feel a little guilty about that. I mean, for real. Like, I could have gone to Walgreens,
no,
but
I'm trying to figure out how to deliver everything to the shop that I need. I mean, if I can ship it, it's being
you do.
shipped.
You do.
I want it all, and I want it to be delivered.
Well, and then I'm like, as clothes though, I'm like, I don't know, like buying clothes online, like Amazon and stuff. So I have like the boutiques here in town, like, so I get to know the boutique owners that are do pop-ups at your boutiques, and then they like text me pictures and like, oh, you'll look good in this, or oh, you should buy this, and I'm like, great, just send it to me. Here's my credit card.
The cool thing that I
keep it on file.
that I want to say about the boutique in the front now is that we are doing all sizes. The majority of things that I ask the consumer, which is a client, what is it that they need that they don't see?
Fat girl clothes.
And it is extra small, and it is bigger sizes. And I think that is something that is really to my heart, and is that I think that we need to be able to do more for everyone. It can't just be a certain like person. For me, I'm just saying what is directed in my business. So I'm definitely asking the boutiques who are coming in and popping up, like, hey, like make sure you're bringing all sizes for everyone, because it's not comfortable for a client to have a boutique pop up and then we have all the smalls like grab the stuff, but there's not something for everyone.
No, true. Like, dude, I got fat arms, and so like, I want to be able to fit in the clothes and not be like, oh fuck, I need to lose weight.
You just
I'm already stressed as a business owner. I don't need somebody to be like, you need to lose weight also.
You just need to be able to make everybody feel comfortable and know that, you know. And maybe that isn't everybody's business. It's just
She's
it's
so
my
politically
business.
correct and sweet. I'm all like, I got fat arms. I don't want to have to be able to put something in and not have my arm fit.
No, girl. It's because I've been on hormones all year long. I've been trying to get pregnant all year, so I get it. I feel like I've definitely grown in sizes, so I can't go to the regular places that I was normally going to because it's just a certain size, you know?
Yeah, no.
And so for me, I'm like, I need to get somewhere that it's going to be like well-rounded and for everyone.
Do you feel like as a business owner, like what crashed and burned the most when you started a business? Because like mine, exercising and my diet went to fucking shit. Like, what was I used to? Because, I mean, come on, who else was like that? Because I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, fuck, like 30 pounds later, I'm like, dude, like.
Can I just get on a machine that just kind of goes for me?
Right. I'm like, oh, fuck.
That sounds
I'm
horrible.
like,
Nobody judge me. I mean,
no,
it's hard. It's
hard. I felt like that. And I think a lot of business owners are like that. Our health is like and like our fitness and stuff is like the first thing to go. Because, but somehow I still managed to get, my nails done, but, going to the gym, I
Call me out.
there's some difference there. I mean, my priority levels are definitely sort of messed up,
I took a business class this year and they had me put something down and said, what is your priority? And I was like, okay. So I realized that I didn't put like eating healthy was not a priority, working out was not a priority. And I just thought when she asked me, I thought like the priority in
business,
not the priority in my life. And I was like, holy crap, I need to, for me, it's like God, family, work. That's just something for me that has been a momentum for myself. But because I think in the beginning, you crash and burn. If you don't follow like some kind of your own rules, you can definitely.
It's funny because I guess I'm more like work, family, everything else, and sometimes work and family interchange, but it's like depending
there's no such thing as balance either, guys.
It depends on which portion of my family.
Yeah. I mean, this
like if it's my nieces are first, but like
I think that's really hard. I think I had my son so young, so I feel like he had to get a lot of the back burn. I mean, I thank God he's not on this, Facebook, but he definitely took the back end of a lot of things for many years because we struggled, So for us, I mean, there was no choice but for me to work and for him to get, my tired self.
Do you feel like now that you're a little bit established and you're growing and you feel more comfortable in business, do you feel like it's still that struggle? No?
No, I feel like I think that I really have structured a time period. I've learned to say no to different things.
But the struggle, like financially as an entrepreneur, because I think that's the biggest, I think as an entrepreneur, we always feel that struggle financially, like I do.
I think because you feel like if you don't do it, then you're not going to like earn it. Or no, you're not like... I think we always feel like we need the next car, we need the next client.
Yeah.
And if we don't do it, then we're gonna miss out on money. And then what if it's slow the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, definitely.
And what what are we gonna do when the mortgage comes up?
Yeah.
Or you're definitely right on that. I feel like I for myself, since I was diagnosed with lupus, because we wanted to expand, because we had so many things going on, I really had to take a look at myself and say, what is going to work without getting a divorce, and, having time with my family. So on Sundays, I really just shut down. I try not to get on my phone at all. And then really just communicating. Like, I'm not going to be home today in the afternoon. Like, hey, I'm not going to be home on Thursday afternoon or whatever the case is. And then try to make it up to them on different days of the week. That has become my own balance. And it's so hard because there's no such thing as balance.
I have such a hard time balancing. And then I have such a hard time, tell me if other people are like this. As an entrepreneur, I'm like, okay, somebody asked me the other day, we were talking, and they were like, oh, I have all these ideas and like to do these different things. And like, what are your ideas? And I'm like, honestly, you had an idea. You wanted to expand and you wanted a spa and this stuff. And like, fuck, I'm horrible with ideas. Like, this is what happens with me. I'm like, dude, I think I can do that. That looks like I could do it. I think I want to do it. That looks like a challenge. Let's do that. And that's my problem. Like, you
pretty much succeed like that, right?
Right. And I'm very fly by the seat of my pants. And so I'm like, but sometimes I'm like, I should probably think about these things, So I think that's been my struggle. Like, I always worry about where's the next car coming and where's the next money coming from. And it's hard for me to say no. But then also on the other end, I have a hard time seeing something that I think is interesting that I could learn. And I think it could be a challenge. And I have no idea about this. Let's do it, Yeah. So I just took on an advisory role with a collision repair magazine, and I'm like, dude, I have no idea about half of the stuff they want me to do, but I'm like, I think think I could do that. Yes, I'll do it. You know, and it's like, and like my staff are like, are you going to have time for that? I'm like, probably not, but I'm going to make time, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's a struggle as a business owner also. I think a
Definitely.
lot of entrepreneurs are like that. Like, hey, I want to expand into a spa, or I want to do this, you know, and
that was probably one of our biggest things when we talked about at home. Was like, I want to open a spa, and my wife is like, no, like you're not ready yet, and I'm like, no, I am, and she's like, okay, and I'm like you, where I just go full force, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just gonna do it, and
You're
it's
like,
gonna work out.
yeah.
You know, I'm like, I'm just gonna whatever it takes, and like it's like opening another business. So
Oh,
for
yeah.
me, the next 3 months, I'm
gonna
going
be
to
crazy.
be. It's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna have to be there. It's gonna be a lot of work. I'm gonna have to put in a lot of hours. I'm gonna have to build things on my own.
And then I'm sure you're going to have these moments of, what was I thinking? Why did I do this to myself? Like, I was just getting comfortable, like getting everything squared
No,
away, and then I
and-
added stuff to it.
My wife was like on Saturday, she's like, hey, I think that I saw a puppy that we lost a puppy a couple of months
Aw.
back. And she's like, I saw one that looks just like her. We should get her. And I'm like, okay. So I was like, well, if you want her, go pick her up. So I was like, man, we're going to open a business. We are going to throw a party on Saturday. We are going to have a puppy. We're going to try to get pregnant. I mean, we do, and I love my wife for this, but we're like you. We do all these projects all at once, and we just make it work.
Yeah, and you're like, and then
You cry about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're in the shower and you're crying.
yeah,
and
you
you're-
cry about it, and you boss up, and then you think, fuck, what was I thinking?
Yep.
And why am I doing this to myself?
Why am I struggling?
Why am I struggling? Why am I not working for some corporate business that has freaking benefits? But then we think,
But you like it because, I mean, we were at a point where my wife was like, you don't have to be behind the chair anymore. Remember I was telling you?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, but I want to be behind the chair. I want to be sitting here talking about the salon. I want to be networking. I want to be out and about.
we like the chaos.
Yeah, that's what it is. We're like
and
addicts for it.
I think a lot of entrepreneurs are like that. Like, you know, probably the better ones are the ones, like I have a good friend, Jimmy, and he's like, you know, takes all these business classes, and he's stepped back a lot, and he's very successful. But he doesn't have, I don't think he has that addict problem that we do anymore, because he's like, oh no, like this, and work on this. And I'm like, and he sends me like emails and I'm like, okay, well, I'm still working on like being able to step away from things, because I think I still like the chaos and like I even like, do you catch yourself doing this as a business owner? Like, I've delegated to other people, and then I'm like listening to them like they're doing what I asked them to do, and then I'm like watching them like, they didn't do it as good as I did. And I'm like,
Yes,
I'm like, and I want to like put my 2 cents in, and I'm like, no, like I need to stop. But
I'm like moving my hair because I'm so ashamed, because it's true. Like, do not delegate and then like micromanage, right?
yeah, I don't want to be like,
But it's so hard. It's so hard.
It's a learning experience, and I've gotten a lot better. And like, just like, hey, like, you know, you did that, it was very good, but like try to tweak it this way, just so it's better, instead of like in the moment of, let me just take that over and I'll do it. Like, that's really hard for me sometimes.
Definitely me too. I'm kind of like go with the flow kind of thing. I'm like, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I want and like. And a lot of the times they're like, okay, this is what you want. Yes. Okay. Do you like this? Yes. Do you not like this? No, I don't. And I think what I learned is saying no to a lot of things and saying what I was actually thinking in a nice way. Like, no, I'm so sorry. Thank you for taking the time to make it, but I don't like it. Can we do it again? You know?
I have to, when I don't like something, I have two totally different dramatic levels, and it really depends on my emotional level at that point.
Yeah.
So, and my stress level. So sometimes if I don't like something, I'm like, I don't like it. Nope. Not happening. Nope. And it's just like, okay, Tiffany, like, you can't say no enough. Like stop.
That is me too. My wife comes in on Saturdays and helps me, and sometimes she'll have to like read it. She's like, "Come back over here. Like, don't say that. Like, not anymore." But she used to tell me, "Don't say thank you. Stop doing that." And
I'm like, no, ain't happening. No. And they're like, oh my God, stop. And then, but sometimes I'll be like, I don't know, emotional or something, and I'll be like, I don't like it, and then I just don't say anything, and then I'm just like compress it inside.
That's probably the worst thing that I feel like I've learned is that you cannot compress anything. It's better for you to have a hard conversation.
I need to learn the middle. I'm either like one extreme, I'm just going to like keep it in and be resentful, or I'm going to be like, oh, hell no. And so like I have to work on having that middle of like, okay, maybe I didn't like it and we can redo it.
Come back to me. I'll do your hair while you dance.
And then I'm all like, so, because I'll be like, hold it in, or, oh, hell no, I'm done, you know? So I think it's hard. So we have to learn that.
I'm like that with like just basic relationships. I think that's like probably my worst thing. I've walked away from so many different relationships where I feel like this just was not benefiting me, so I'm done, you know?
Yeah.
And so
especially as a business owner, we have to learn to be like what's beneficial, especially in business relationships and stuff also. So that's really important. I know we're running long.
Oh, we are.
Because I loved it. Because I'm like, well, and we already drank a bottle of wine. But tell me, like, my favorite thing is like, give me a high, a low, and a buffalo, which is like something surprising. Like, give me a business high. Like, it can be any business high. Is it like opening your spa? Is that like your high? Like, and it could be a current one.
Okay, so right now my business high is definitely the spa and growing and building the She Styles podcast. We have been reaching out to a bunch of different hairdressers who are outside of our community. So, you know, I think that's important. They're finding awareness in who our salon is. And my focus is on the stylists here in El Paso. So I've definitely have grown.
Bringing a voice to the El Paso stylist.
Right. And just communicating with them. You know, we're here for them. We're building a community. You guys are all great hairdressers, and you definitely have a home at Urnewimage. And so I hope to bring education. That is my business high. The salon, the team, everybody's so awesome. So
give me a realistic low then.
Okay.
A realistic, not like a realistic, like we all know, like I don't like. Do you want a low for me?
Okay,
like
no.
right now, I'm like, let me think. Do I have a low? I don't know. Like,
I mean, a real low for me is like you put all this work into something, and then people don't show up. That is definitely one of the hardest thing. And no, like guys, I mean, but also too, it's being realistic, right? That's really hard to hear no, but it's gonna happen. So just deal with it.
Somebody not showing up.
Yeah. I mean, like, meaning like we.
She's very vague at giving like broad answers. I want some chisme. Give me some gossip. Give me some low. Oh, yeah,
okay,
fine.
so
That's
stylist,
fine.
my stylist at the shop, I haven't had any trouble yet as of now. But if we, as an owner, we work really hard to bring an educator here in El Paso, show up to the classes, guys. Be there. Don't say my dog got sick or my kid, you know, I have to take them to school or I'm running late. Like
it's hard. Yeah.
We're taking the time to really get people into the city or an educator to actually show up, whether it's an inside, you know, educator. We want you guys to come. We want you to get. We want you to learn. We're here for you.
I like her business low, and my business low is like I opened a bottle of wine. I was drinking out of the full wine bottle in my car earlier today.
Well, I mean, I definitely have pride. You know, I have.
I mean, that was a low. That was like, okay, maybe we need to like think about my life here. If I'm drinking out of the full wine bottle in the car when I'm waiting on something, I think don't judge me, people.
I mean, I think if we really want to go there, I guess a very, very low for me was that I lost a friend in business, and we hired her in, and we were trying to grow together with her working at the shop and stuff, and it just was not.
It didn't work out.
It didn't work out. So not only did I lose an employee, I also lost a friend. And that was like a very low for me.
And it was a learning experience also.
Definitely a learning experience, and it was something that and you already know me. I don't like to gossip.
Yeah,
and I don't like to spread awareness.
Yeah. But it is hard. I mean, we all go through that. You know, we'll have employees that go to other places and take our ideas.
I just learned that I will never hire a friend again.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's hard. And I hire a lot of people that I'm close with and stuff. So you know, it's definitely hard. And give me something surprising. Let's end this on something surprising in business that you just never thought would happen. And I can tell you a surprising thing that happened for me.
Okay, go ahead.
For me, so. I had Auto Collision Repair magazine reach out to me and want me to sit on the advisory board for helping direct like the content of the magazine. And like that's something for me that was very surprising. One, because I feel like I don't know what I'm doing most of the time. And so for, you know, a national company to reach out and want my opinion, and be a portion of their corporation, you know, it was a huge thing for me, but it was very surprising and something I never thought would be a portion of my life. And so, you know, that's surprising and it's exciting and terrifying all at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, surprising for me is just being where I am today, growing where we're at right now in business, I didn't think that we would be here so soon. I think the awareness of other hairdressers, we have Hey Elizabeth Faye on Instagram, on Facebook. We've had really made Lexi Lomax and other really big hairdressers who are really communicating with me and wanting to be a part of the salon. That's major to me because I think that I'm a great hairdresser, and I don't say that enough. We know I'm on here saying like we're an imposter.
Yeah.
So
I think we all feel like that. We always feel like we don't really know what we're doing.
So I'm just so surprised that we're reaching all these goals that I didn't feel like we're capable. And our salon team, I mean, not that I'm surprised about it, but I'm very shocked that everybody that has come together, we're so different in personality, and for us to actually expand the spa the way it's going and how it's doing so well in 1 week, we've had already people DMing for facials and massages.
That's
and
awesome.
I mean, well, the mask, not the massage, but just a bunch of different stuff. I'm very surprised on how the community is taking it. We've had people,
awesome.
people showing up and just like saying hi.
That, and so it's surprising that it's just happened the way it has.
Yeah, it's
because
just blossoming.
I think sometimes we feel like that, like when people are like, you're doing awesome. And I think as, well, for me as like we call them imposter entrepreneurs, like we're like, dude, like, yes, we're doing like, wow, like I guess we are, but it's always surprising.
I think that we have to stop and say, hey, like Tiffany, like you're doing really great,
and,
you know, and you're like, hold on, like you don't know because you're just constantly going.
Yeah, and then you look back and you think, am I? I mean, they're saying I am, but I feel like I'm a hot mess. And so, and I think we always feel like that as entrepreneurs and business people, like a hot mess, but it's nice. So if you know an entrepreneur out there that is doing awesome, stop and tell them they're doing awesome.
Please
because
do,
we
yes.
all feel like we're just sort of going through the motions of being hot messes most of the time, I think.
Yes, and just don't stop being yourself. Like go out there and say all these horrible things. You guys have heard a lot of personal things, and you're watching it live. And there's a bunch of hairdressers that are definitely used to be with me that are watching. And you know, I love you guys, and I still like all your stuff, and you're still doing amazing things. And I'm just not the person I was then, so I'm so sorry.
She's all so sweet. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I should apologize for, except drinking the bottle of wine in my car. I was parked. I'm not driving, just FYI. You know, okay, well, we'll probably just cut it off at that. Ask her before I get myself in more trouble. So y'all make sure and y'all follow Imposter Entrepreneur and tune in next week. And
Thank you for having me.
Thanks. It was a lot of fun. And make sure you follow Samantha at Urnewimage on social media, Facebook, Instagram. She Styles podcast. She's doing amazing things here in our local community, and we're excited to see what happens in the future.
Thank you.
You're
Bye, guys.
welcome. Bye, guys.